Hey guys, this is Abhishek from Technics Media. Today we are going to do the unboxing of Samsung Galaxy camera, which is an Android based camera which Samsung has recently launched. This camera is actually running on the software which is Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, and this camera is like one of the first cameras which are actually based on Android. The first camera on Android which was launched from Nikon camera is a 16 megapixel camera. It has got a 16 megapixel sensor. The optical zoom on the camera is 21x. It has 23 wide zoom lens, as you can see, and the lens is actually manufactured from Samsung. It is not outsourced from any other company. And then we have a seal over here which we actually have broken, and then we have the main camera inside. We have one battery, one travel adapter, one data cable, and one wrist strap. If we take a look on this side, it has the tagline which is shoot wow share now, and you have the Samsung website URL written over here. These are some specification about this device. So this camera is actually capable of 3G Wi-Fi connectivity. So it supports 3G. You can insert a SIM card and use 3G on it. You can use Wi-Fi. You have the Wi-Fi connectivity as well. And the processor which sits inside the camera is 1.4 GHz quad core processor, as you can see. Again, 16 megapixel camera, optical zoom is 21x, 23 wide zoom lens. Then you have a 12.12 centimeter HD super clear LCD display, which comes out to be 4.8 inch to be precise, and it runs on Jelly Bean 4.1, Android 4.1. And here we have the other logo. The screen is actually super AMOLED, and this is the model number. The model number is EEK-GC100. This is how the box looks like. So let's open the box and let's see what is there in the box. So here we have the Samsung Galaxy camera. Firstly, it looks quite good, although looks pretty big actually. If you actually have if you are actually going to compare this camera with a point and shoot camera, it is quite big to hold in hands, and it is quite heavy as well. So we will come on to this camera later on. Let's see what else there in the box. Okay. Here we have the quick start guide for this camera. Let's open it. So we have the quick start guide, the quick reference guide. This is about the disposal of this device when you are going to dispose it, and this seems to be the warranty card. So apart from this, what do we have in the box? We have a good quality micro USB cable, as you can see. The quality of this cable is almost like which you see on Samsung Galaxy S3 device. And here we have a small QR code written. Then you have a USB universal charger from Samsung, which looks quite nice. The white color is quite good, glossy finish. And then what do we have in the box? Here we have a strap for the camera. This is the strap. And then we have a battery, and this battery is 1650 mAh milliampere hour battery, which is quite sufficient, but the display size is actually quite big basically. So let's see how this battery is actually going to perform on this camera when we insert the battery. So that's all from the box. If we take a look over the Samsung Galaxy camera, if we take a look over the ports and the specifications, so here we have the Samsung Galaxy camera big lens, which gives a 21x optical zoom, and this is a wide zoom lens from Samsung, which is 23 lens. And we have a loudspeaker section over here. This is the loudspeaker, and this is the camera shutter key. You can click this button to take a photo, or either you can tap over here on the camera to actually take the photo on the interface. And here we have the button which opens the flash. So this flash will not open automatically. You will have to actually press this button whenever you feel that the environment in which you are actually going to capture the photo requires some more lighting. And then we have a power button over here. The long pressing of this power button will boot up the camera. A short press of this power button will bring up the interface on this camera, the Android interface. We will show you that in the demo. Then we have the toggle over here, which allows you to zoom in and zoom out. We have a little hole over here for the mic. Here we have a nice rubber padding, which so it helps you to hold the camera only in one hand. This camera is quite heavy if you compare it with a normal point and shoot camera which you see in the market. So this grip actually plays a very good role to give you a proper grip to hold the camera. Here we have a 3.5 mm audio jack where you can actually insert some headphones. The headphones doesn't come within the package of Samsung Galaxy camera, so you will have to buy them separately. Then you have a slot over here which is a micro USB slot which can be used for charging and data syncing. And then we have a section over here where you can actually tie the strap which comes within the package of this camera. Okay, on the bottom we have this. Okay, on the bottom we have the slot for the battery. Here goes the battery. Here you can actually insert a micro SD memory card. This is actually a kind of a plastic thing which comes inside. It is not a micro SD memory card, so you don't get a micro SD memory card within the package of this camera, and the micro SD card doesn't come within the package, so you will have to buy it separately. Micro SD card can be used to expand the storage of this device. Then we have a slot over here which is actually for the SIM card, so you can insert a 3G enabled SIM card over here to actually use the 3G services on this particular camera using the SIM card. Then we have a micro HDMI out port, and you will have to buy a micro HDMI out cable in case you want to connect this camera to your TV using this port, so that you can actually view the photos on the camera to your TV, on your TV basically. Here we have a focus assist lamp basically, which allows the camera to focus on a particular object while shooting a video or a photo. Let's boot up the camera and show you the complete interface and the modes. One thing which you should notice is whenever you are going to insert the battery in this camera, make sure you insert the plus sign, you follow the plus and minus sign direction from here and match it over here. So whenever you are going to insert, you have to actually make sure that these signs match. The plus should be in front of plus and negative in front of the negative sign, and then you can insert the battery like this. You can actually insert the battery in other way as well by rotating the battery, but it won't go properly and it won't get locked once you insert it. So I would rather recommend that you follow these signs over here as well as on the battery, so that you insert the battery in the right way. So the Samsung Galaxy camera is actually booting right now. So the camera is booted now, and it has actually taken not more than 10 seconds to actually boot. So let's start the setup. Let me just finish the setup quickly. So let me just connect it to the Wi-Fi network. So it is now connected to the Wi-Fi network. Let's go to the next screen. Okay, so the setup is complete and we are here at the interface of the camera. Let me just explain the interface to you. This is the home button. Once you tap over here, the lens will go inside. Whenever you switch on the camera using this button, the lens will be open automatically so that you can easily take the photo. And just in case you don't want to use the camera for taking the photo, you actually want to preview the stuff and you want to use the operating system on it, you just need to tap over here on the home button and the lens will be closed. And when the lens is closed, you can actually use the camera. Okay, let me just skip all this. Okay, the setup is complete now, and here we have different home screens. If we do the pinch to zoom, you can actually add more home screens, and then you can have maximum of 7 home screens on this device, and you can set any of the home screen as the default home screen. These are some pre-installed applications on this device. You have the contacts application, messaging application, internet, photo wizard. You have the camera icon over here with which you can actually always launch the camera without pressing any button. You just need to tap on it and then the camera will start and you can start taking the photo. And if you want to go to the interface, you just need to press the home button. This is how the screen look like. You have different widgets on this particular device as far as the OS is concerned. This camera icon over here will be static. You won't be able to change this camera icon. Whenever you are going to customize the interface, you can add more widgets. Let us suppose that we want to add widget, just like you do on the Samsung Android phones. You just need to tap on the screen and then you can select the widgets. We have a large number of widgets on this device which comes pre-installed. Alarm widget, the calendar widget, and then we have the dual clock widget as well, and then we have the Google search, Dropbox widgets, and some of the photo related widgets. You have the video player widget as well, which allows you to play the videos which you have actually recorded using the camera on this device. Okay, so you have the motion sensor as well, the accelerometer sensor on this device as well. So if you enable the motion sensor, you can actually have a widget like this and then you can place it just like you do on Samsung Galaxy Note 2 or Samsung Galaxy S3. This device has again got the TouchWiz UI, just like which you see on Samsung high-end Android phones like S3 and Note 2. So you have almost all the features which are available on, you have similar features which are available. You have S-Voice as well, which comes pre-installed on this device. Then you have other applications like Paper Artist, which actually allows you to capture a photo with certain effects. You can actually take these photos quickly with these effects. We will do a separate video about this particular application. So as you can see, you can actually apply different effects just at the time when you are actually going to capture a photo. So you can actually capture a photo like this, and that effect will be automatically applied on that photo, and then you can share that photo using this application on social networks like Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, anywhere you want to. So you have all those options to share. You can also share it on Instagram. So you have the touch, and then again the display on this device rotates as per your orientation in which you are actually holding the device. So it is rotated in each and every direction. In whatever direction you are going to hold the device, the display will rotate automatically to adjust with that. This camera is not actually going to receive any calls. The camera is not capable of making any calls on the GSM network, but you can actually insert a SIM card. You can send text messages. We will do a separate video on that. You can watch that video. This device also is capable of running WhatsApp application. We have actually installed the WhatsApp application on this device, and we have tested that WhatsApp application actually runs on this device. Basically, if you go to the Android marketplace, it says the application is not compatible, but you can actually install that application and then run it, activate it on this device by using your SIM card. If you want to bring on the display, you just need to single press the power button over here once, and then the display will come back. But in case you want to launch the camera, you don't have to press this particular thing, because if you long press the power button over here, it will bring up this menu which allows you to power off the device, bring it to the flight mode and restart it. But to actually turn on the camera, to bring the lens out, you have to actually first of all press this button so that the screen comes out, and once the screen is there, either you can launch the camera from here, or if you are at any of the home screen, you will see this camera icon, and once you tap on this camera icon, the camera will get launched and then you can take the photo. Talking about the interface again, here we have some other options which we can access while capturing a photo on this device. We can go to the settings directly from here, or we can turn on the mic from here. So we can take the photos by saying these voice commands. We can also record a video on this device by a voice commands which says record video, and then we have other options. We will explain all these features in a separate video. Apart from this, we can easily turn on the flash from here. So basically, if you actually are going to turn on the flash from here, it will say that you have to actually press this button. So you cannot actually turn on or turn off the flash from the interface. You have to actually press the button. In case you want to turn off the flash, you have to actually press this and it will go inside and sits there. So this is how you can actually turn on the flash. And then we have the video settings, that either you want to record the video or the photos in full high definition mode, which is 920 into 180. Then you have HD, which is 30 frames per second again, and it shoots with the resolution of 1280 into 720. And then you have the slow motion option as well. This camera is actually capable of recording slow motion videos in which all the objects will be slow and everything will be moving very slowly. We have actually captured a photo in this particular slow motion. So then we have the sharing mode, in which the resolution of the videos and the photos will be quite low, so that it makes an optimum size for those video files as well as the pictures, so that you can actually share those photos without wasting much bandwidth or without actually spending much time in the upload. And then we have a button over here on the screen which actually allows you to take a photo of any object without even clicking the shutter key over here. This is the camera shutter key with which you can actually take a photo. And if you don't want to press this camera shutter key, you can always use the button over here, on the on-screen button, which allows you to take the photo. And then we have the video mode. You can actually go to the video mode by just tapping over here, and it will start recording the video once you are in the video mode. You can always pause the video in between and then continue from wherever you were by tapping over here and then again tapping over here. It will basically not create two video files. You can actually merge all the videos within the same video. So you have the video pause feature on this device as well, just like you see on Samsung Galaxy Note 2 and S3, Samsung Galaxy S3. So it will also show you the storage or the size of the video. Whenever you are going to record the video, it will show you the real-time size of that video, and it will show you the duration of that video as well. You can actually take the photo within a video, and this you can do only in the auto mode. You can take a photo while shooting a video. So this is again a good feature. And if we actually go into different modes over here, we have 3 different modes on this camera. The first one is auto, which we were using right now, and then the second mode is the smart mode, in which you have several other modes which you can actually use. So this is the first mode, which is called the beauty phase, and then we have the beauty phase, which is actually can be used whenever you are going to capture faces or people basically with this camera. Then you have the best photo mode, in which you actually take a large number of photo, and then you can decide which photo is actually best out of that, so that it actually keeps that particular photo only and it will delete all other photos. Then you have a continuous shooting mode as well, in which it will shoot a photo after every 4 seconds. And then you have the best face. Then you have the landscape, which you can actually use whenever you are in the capturing mountains or rivers. Then you have a macro mode, in which whenever you actually select this particular mode, the camera lens will zoom in a bit, so that it can record the details of an object in the macro mode. And this is how you can actually use the macro mode in it. And then we have other modes, the action freeze mode, in which you can actually take the photo of fast moving objects. Then you have rich tone panorama mode. Panorama mode allows you to take a picture of a large scene which cannot be actually captured within a single frame of the camera. So you can actually pan your camera around like this, and then you can capture the entire scene in one photo, as you can see over here. And then you have the waterfall mode and other modes. We will explain all these modes in detail in a separate video. Let me just get out of it. And then we have the expert mode. In the expert mode, you can actually select different settings. This is the program mode basically, with which you can actually control the brightness. You can have the manual settings of the camera. You can control the shutter speed over here. Then we have the video settings over here, with which you can actually control the overall video settings. Okay, so this is how the expert mode looks like, and we will show this particular mode in detail in a separate video. Let me just come out, and if we actually want to preview the photos, you can actually tap over here, and then you can preview all these photos which you have actually captured from this device. So these are the photos which we have captured using this device. So you have the option of sharing these photos right now from here only, via Bluetooth, via chat on, you can upload it to Dropbox, you can email them, you can upload it to Instagram, and then you have other options as well. You can share it with Wi-Fi direct feature with other Samsung devices. And if we come out from here, okay, and if you want to actually go into settings, you can always tap over here to go to the settings directly of the video and the camera. Basically you can have different settings which you can actually adjust from here quickly. So you have the option to access the camera settings, you can adjust the share settings, and then you can go to the general settings, which allows you to control a lot more things about the photo and the camera. So here you can see all the camera settings, the photo size, the resolution of the photos which you are going to capture this with this camera. This camera has got a 16 megapixel sensor, and the resolution of those photos will be 4608 into 2592. As you can see, this is right now the super fine quality. We can adjust the quality of the photos. You can, if you decrease the quality of the photos, the size of the photo file will be lesser. And then you have metering, which is center weighted right now. Then you have sharpness, contrast, saturation, which you can actually adjust. And then you have optical image stabilization as well, which is on right now by default. So this feature will actually allow you to capture the objects in case you are actually sitting in a car and you are recording a video, and that video is coming out to be shaky. So if you have the optical image stabilization feature, which was there, if this feature is actually on, it will record the video in a more stable way, and the overall video will be stabilized to a greater extent because of this feature. So we recommend that you use that feature. And then you have the indicator, the battery indicator over here, which actually displays the overall battery percentage which is left in the device. So if we actually talk about the display is super clear LCD touch display, the capacitive touch display over on this device, and the display size is 4.8 inch to be very precise. And the display resolution on this device is 720 into 1280 pixels on a 4.8 inch display, and the overall pixel density is 306 pixels per inch, which is quite good. The overall display is quite clear and quite vibrant on this device. So the overall saturation of the colors on the interface actually is quite good. So you can actually notice that you can see the icons pretty clearly. The text below the icons is also very clear. There is no pixelation as far as the text is concerned. So reading any kind of web page on this device is pretty good experience because of the overall display clarity. And if we actually talk about the display quality, it has got Corning Gorilla Glass 2 display, which is quite good. So it will not tend to have any kind of scratches or fingerprints. So it might have fingerprint, but it will not tend to have any kind of scratches as far as the display is concerned. But I recommend that you have a screen guard wherever you can actually find a screen guard for this particular camera. As far as the design is concerned, the Samsung Galaxy camera looks pretty premium camera, but the overall size of the camera is quite big to hold in one hand. If you are actually considering this particular camera in the point and shoot segment, it doesn't come in the point and shoot segment because it comes at a price of around 29,000 Indian rupees, at which you can actually get a DSLR as well. But the overall quality of the photos on this camera is not very high if you compare it with the DSLR. It is quite good. As far as the photos are concerned, we will do a separate video as well as the photo quality test on this device. You can watch that video. I'll come up with photo and video samples of this camera pretty soon. That's all from us as far as the hands-on of the Samsung Galaxy camera is concerned. This camera is pretty good. As far as the design is concerned from Samsung, we will come up with more videos on this device. How is the overall capability of this device in terms of the gaming, because this device is actually like a phone. You can play some games on it. We will come up with photo and video quality reviews on this device. We will also show you the video playback quality, and we will do some other videos on this device. That's all from us right now. For watching this video, this is Abhishek signing off. Thank you.